Before you can use Liquid Rhythm with Sonar X3, you'll need to make sure the folder containing the Liquid Rhythm VST is a part of Sonar's plugin library. First, click Edit and select Preferences from the drop-down menu. Next, go to the VST Settings tab, click the Add button, and navigate to the folder VST Plugins, located in your program file's x86 directory. Click OK when you're done. Lastly, hit Apply and close the Preferences window, and wait for Sonar to scan the folder you just added for VSTs. Click the Plugins tab to the right of the Arranger in Sonar to find the Liquid Rhythm VST. To load it, drag and drop the plugin onto the Arranger. In the window that appears, make sure First Synth Audio Output is selected and press OK. This setting will activate Liquid Rhythm's first stereo output. And that's basically all it takes. You can audition voices in Liquid Rhythm's library and load loops and kits from the loop library to get started quickly. Switch back to Sonar, enable loop playback, and press play to hear what you have so far. Liquid Rhythm outputs up to 8 stereo channels that can be routed to audio tracks in Sonar. With Liquid Rhythm loaded, click the Insert Synth Options button located in the Synth tab to the right of Sonar's Arranger. In the window that appears, select All Synth Audio Outputs Stereo and click OK. In the console panel, click Track, Insert Audio Track to create a couple of audio tracks. In this example, I'm working with 4 total tracks, so no need to make more than that for now. Next, switch to Liquid Rhythm and click the Mix button on the right of the toolbar. Click the I/O button on the master fader to show input and output routing options. Right-click the first track and select Set Ascending Channel Audio Routing to instantly route the subsequent tracks to their own stereo outputs, in this case 3/4, 5/6, and 7/8. Switch back to Sonar's console, and in the In-Out section of each track you created, set the track inputs to match the ones you just set up in Liquid Rhythm. 3/4, 5/6, and 7/8. Now, when you press play, you'll get each track in Liquid Rhythm sending audio to its own track in Sonar. This is great for when you want to run each element of a kit through its own effect chain using Sonar's effects. Using Sonar's internal MIDI routing features, you can route MIDI from Liquid Rhythm to any plugin you want to. With Liquid Rhythm loaded, go ahead and load another synth by dragging and dropping it onto the Arranger. I'll choose Session Drummer for this example. Click OK in the Insert Soft Synth option window that appears. And in Session Drummer, click New Program to open the program browser and select a kit to load. Then, in Sonar's console, change the input on the Session Drummer track to receive MIDI from Liquid Rhythm. I'm using MIDI channel 10, but you could also use Omni as well. At this point, I already have a loop loaded in Liquid Rhythm, so if you don't, be sure to check the plugin loading section of this video on how to do that. Let's mute Session Drummer just for a second to hear what's loaded in Liquid Rhythm. Now, you can mute Liquid Rhythm, and don't worry, this doesn't affect the MIDI routing, and unmute Session Drummer. Press play and check it out. Session Drummer is performing the loop loaded in Liquid Rhythm. You can also get some really interesting sounds using non-percussive VSTs too. Let's try true pianos. Following the same steps, route MIDI to this track as well and see what the drum performance in Liquid Rhythm sounds like as played by a piano. Now that you have all of your tracks separated, you'll want to route them back to a bus that glues each part of the kit back together through EQ, compression, or whatever effects you choose. In the console, on the right of the separator, right-click in some empty space and select Insert Stereo Bus. Rename it to Liquid Rhythm to keep things organized. Now, select all the tracks receiving signals from Liquid Rhythm. This includes the track hosting the plugin and any audio tracks receiving inputs. Click the Output drop-down menu in the In-Out section and select the Liquid Rhythm bus you just made. Changing the color of the Liquid Rhythm bus affects all the tracks that send to it. You can imagine that once you have a dozen tracks in your console, this will come in very handy for mixing.